Good morning. Welcome to another edition of Coffee with Tea. I'm your host, the amazing T Street. Today, my topic is my process was hell, but my product is fire. Never waste a good season. One of the things that people talk about the seasons of life is that there are mountain seasons and valley seasons. We always get excited to talk about our mountain seasons, but today I just wanted to share really briefly with you. It is not in my mountain seasons that I have become the best version of myself. It is after the seasons of fire that I have become the best version of myself. A few years ago, I was going through a really, really, really hard time. And I would get on planes and I was having to travel everywhere. It was one of the busiest travel seasons that I've ever had. I believe it was 2022. And everything in my life was in shattered ruins. Everything. I was grieving. My son lost his mind. My finances were jacked. Just everything that you could imagine was hitting at the same time. And it was in that season that normally OT would have taken to my bed because I was in emotional hell. And normally in those seasons, I take to my bed, but in that season, I took to my knees. And it was in that season that God started to burn off the things in my life that needed to go in order for me to grow. There's a Jewish adage that says, I have been through the fire, and what fire doesn't consume, it strengthens. So, in that season of hard hell, I call it my season of hell. I'm like, and when people would say, T, how's it going? And everybody's like, oh, I'm blessed and highly favored. I'm like, y'all, if this were Natalie Cole's song, I'd be singing, I'm catching hell, I'm catching hell, I'm catching hell. But it was in that season that the hell was burning off all of the things that didn't need to be there and was building up the gold that was beneath all of the carcassy, surfacey stuff. It was burning off that which I didn't need so I could get to that which I did, because underneath it all was the gold that God had placed in me. And so never waste a good hell season. Be sure that if you're in hell, because your process is hell, that your product is fire. Because when I came out of that season, mm, 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 I could see clearly who I was. I couldn't see it when I was on the mountaintop. And I wasn't strong when I was on the mountaintop because my strength was dependent upon me. It was when I was in hell that I had to lift up mine eyes to the hills from whence cometh my help. And it was when I lifted up my eyes, God said, I've been waiting on this moment, T. For you see, it is in your weakness that my strength is made strong. So, yeah, you catching hell. Mm, but I'm about to produce fire in you. And one of the things I promised God as I was coming out of that season, I would never waste a good season of hell again. So rather than taking to my bed in seasons like right now when it's hard, I take to my knees and I lift up mine eyes to the hills from whence cometh my help. My help comes from the Lord. And I notice that folks click off when you start to talk about the Lord. But if it was possible for me to do it, it would have already been solved. So for me, let me be clear. If you are in a season of hell, don't waste that season because God might just be producing fire in you. I'm the amazing T Street. Have an amazing weekend and don't waste the season of hell. Come through it with fire.